Sup guys, Ryu here for the Yugioh Council, and before this video gets started, this is just version 1, and there will be an alternative version with more back row, because I just want to show the different ways of playing RaidRaptors, because number one reason is because it has been so highly requested for the longest of time, and I just have, it's been like that one deck I just put off to the side, and I constantly forget about, so you have my apology letter, but to make this very clear, this is not just going to be 3 duels. This is going to be like 8 or 9, somewhere around there. So hopefully you guys are satisfied with this. Let's get underway. So I'm playing against Dynamis Gadgets, which is actually something I want to try out now. It looks really interesting. Look at this guy just go off turn 1. I don't agree with this play here, you know, dropping the Spinos. I think the Yugioh X would have been a great way to stop that play here. So look at my hand. My hand's kind of meh right now. RaidRaptor readiness, some people don't like this card. I believe it's pretty good because of Cosmos. It's actually saved me from a few games, especially with Chaos Max being a thing. The Blue has Chaos Max. Yes, that is coming out this week as well, or has already came out. I'm not sure what I'm posting out first. But he goes for another Yugioh X, pretty self-explanatory why. He's running that robot.deck. You're going to eat 100 damage, and you can't jump over my RaidRaptor, so I can make a play. But I top deck into Catacol, which is like one of my favorite cards, in all honesty, in this variant. I basically get the Fuzzy Lannis because of the Mimicry, just in case you're wondering there. Or it's the other way around. But anyways, gonna go for that nest, go for the Catacol into the Satellite Cannon, and then I'm going to rank that up into the Big Bird Ultimate Falcon, and I'm going to rank this up into the Revolution Falcon, because the Revolution Falcon will drop everything to 0, so he'll take all that beautiful damage, just all that beautiful damage, except that, and that's going to end the game right there. It's such a lovely OTK that you can pull off with these guys. But I played for like 3 days straight of just RaidRaptors, trying to get better and better at the deck, and basically go against variations of different decks, whatever I could find that, you know, actually showcase everything, the best of the replays, to actually bring you the most, like, the highest quality I possibly could here. So he goes to that Call to Haunt You. You're not going to get that effect, sir. They changed the way that works, thankfully. It makes more sense now. I go for Last Tricks into Satellite Cannon into Skip Force. This is another way, but he Book of Moons. The timing is so goddamn good. So Satellite Cannon's face down. That's perfectly fine by me. It honestly doesn't bother me. Even though you may think it would, it really doesn't, because the stupidness that I could do with this thing, just being in attack mode, it's like, hi, 3000 beat stick, it's absolutely fine, and I can just wait to get my spell card. I could just wait for that. But I get another Last Tricks, and I can do stuff with Last Tricks if I so choose it, but I'm going to use the Vulture to get back the Skip Force, and he's going to drop from there on out. So let me show off against a very like crazy Magician Pendulum build, or I should say Draco Pal Magician Pendulum, because of that. That's why I wanted to show off real quick. It's actually pretty interesting. I like what people do when it's different and it's not the same thing over and over again. I'm sorry I sound like an asshole for that, but seeing like the same decks over and over again gets really boring for me, so seeing it this way, it was actually really interesting. So kudos to this guy. But he's gonna set that Unicorn because he's afraid, man. He knows. But I get the Shovel Force. You know, I call it the Shovel Force. It's a Shape Force. I can't really do anything with that at the moment until one of these birds die, and I don't have a way to tribute it. But it's all good. It's all good. He top decks that Plasma. That Plasma is gonna be too strong later on. But I'm just gonna go for another Big Bird. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna go for Utopic Future and a Utopia Lightning. So I'm going to take his monster so I can put in 2500 and just say, here, you can have that back. It's absolutely fine. So he goes for Pendulum Call, and I'm not thinking anything about it at the moment. And then he just like goes, okay, I get this back. I'm going to drop Plasma. And I'm like, yo, who the hell plays Plasma? Like, when's the last time you saw Plasma? Basically, when that dies, you actually grab it. So Plasma is actually really interesting for the deck. I'm not even going to lie, but this actually gives me a prime opportunity to do this, which is always fun, just to show it off. But basically I'm just trying to deck in here by getting my Fuzzy Lannis and just have some defense, because I'm scared shitless now. I was not expecting the Plasma. I'm like, holy crap, I'm gonna lose here. But luckily I still have my readiness, which I activate there, and I'm just gonna take no damage this turn. So it actually saved me from that. I top deck Raigeki. How OP can you get? And just gonna get that Shovel Force back, and then go into the Satellite Cannon, pop all his scales, and just put in that 3,000 damage. And look at my life points, 838. What is this nonsense? But he can't do nothing because he can set up the Odd Eyes, but that's pretty much gonna be it. There's nothing else he can do unless he wants to lose the game. So let's move on to the next one. So I've shown you a few games, but let's show full power Blue Eyes. Or close to full power Blue Eyes, pretty much where a lot of people like to run this variant, which is the Chaos Max variant. It's a very powerful variant, to say the least. But I'm going to start off uber strong, which is everything I could throw at him. And I'm going to go for Force Tricks. That's the strongest play I have turn one. Is a set Twin Twister and a Readiness. He's got that Melody though. And he's got that alternative white into the Twin Twist. I'm going to play the Readiness now, so this can't be destroyed by battle. He's going to go for Chaos Form, go to Chaos Max, go for Gospel Revival. It pretty much has everything. He could have done a little bit better on that maneuver, but that, again, that's just my opinion. I play the Readiness because I don't want to eat that damage. That damage is fucking scary. I'm going for Lastrix here. I'm going to use this ability to get the Lastrix out so I can go into another Force Tricks. I like birds, so, look at all the deck thinning that's going on here. Just go for this and then attack that because, well, that's going to lose 1,000 attacker points, which is great because it's either they lose 1,000 life points or they lose 1,000 attack points. And I don't get why he left, because he could have stayed in and just went from there, because you still have Gospel Revival in your graveyard, so it's like you're fine for a few turns. You could wait it out. Okay, you take 500 Gospel Revival, at least you still have something on the fucking board, or just put it in defense mode, at least you still have something on the board, but it is what it is. Let's move on to the next one. This is one of those decks I'm super excited to show off. No, this isn't mine. I wish it was. I'm probably going to be working on it throughout this week because I have nothing pretty much outside of that. Just the basic mechanics here for this deck. I'm just going to go straight into Ultimate Falcon. I don't even care. You can have draw power cards. That's absolutely fine by me. That's what the deck does. It's like draw, make big plays. Got Matsu. Matsu is going to allow him to go into this massive thing. I always tell people it's like running Sylvans to a degree. But I'll show that off once we get to it. But he can't really make a play there, so he knows he's pretty much screwed against Ultimate Falcon and leaves. Let's go on to the next one. This is probably one of my favorite matches that I had with RaidRaptors, and this is against Blue Eyes Felgrand, to be fair. I believe that's what people are calling it. I'm not sure if there's an exact name for it. That's typically what I refer to it as. So there's that, but I got that Readiness. I am ready. My body is ready. He's got the Dragon Shrine into the Melody, the power plays, to the alternative white, to the draw 2, to the Gospel, to the Banish. What you know about that? I'm just going to activate this now so I can use it later. I get a Fuzzy. He's got a Dragon Ravine. It's like a Fuzzy. He's got the Gospel Revival. He's looking to end me. I'm like, no sir. So, no sir. He overlays to Dark Matter Dragon, which actually kind of helps me because I'm just going to pause it here so you can see this here. I get rid of these three, which is going to help me dex in to get to Lastrix, which will help me win the game. He goes for Ancient White Stone, Protector of the Shrine, and the White Spirit Dragon. Protector of the Shrine and Felgrand's actually pretty damn good, I'm not even going to lie. So I get like Shovel Force. I'm like, well, what can I do with that? And of course, Arc Brave Dragon can go off like a motherfucker too, which is great. So I could just basically overlay to this guy. I can attack everything once, and then it'll drop it to 0. So that's great. But he's going to go White Spirit Dragon, so this way I can't OTK him. But I can deal with everything on his board in one good hit with the Revolution Falcon. I think I called it something else, my apologies. But then I go for Satellite Cannon Falcon just to blow up the fucking ravine. I'm like, no, you can't have that. He goes to the Dragon Shrine, and that's pretty much going to be his turn. And then he's got this shenanigans to get rid of my Revolution Falcon, but I'm just going to drop that thing's attack points for shits and giggles. And I'm going to use the Falcon to go into my bird in defense mode. That honestly is a misplay, but if I would have done it better this here, it would have probably ended out a lot better. I mean, it's a misplay. It happens. Looking back on it, I'm like shaking my head at like, you stupid ass, you. So I get rid of 3 more because I'm trying to get to Lastrix. That's absolutely fine that he does that. I'm not really harmed by it. Kind of hilarious, he's running 2, and I'm like, hello, I am set up for Lastrix, and this is what I was talking about. I should have went 2, but it's okay. It wins me the game because Cyber Dragon Infinity play. And for those of you who don't know, basically this allows you to go 2 ranks higher. It doesn't care about the attribute. or the typing, so that's why you're able to go Cyber Dragon Infinity off RaidRaptors. That's a play I really wanted to get in there. One more duel to show. I always tell people, you want a fun locals deck, Buster Blader, and this guy is playing some weird variant of Buster Blader. I'm still not quite sure, but just look at the derpiness of this shit here. This is Ultimate Falcon, and then basically, if you don't control a face-up monster, I burn you for 1,000. If you do control a face-up monster, you're gonna eat 1,000 damage from your attack points, like so. So Ultimate Falcon is pretty much what we go to. But if opponent is playing Kaiju, you cry in corner, because no matter how many Ultimate Falcons you make, Kaiju's just laugh about it and jump over. Obviously, Quaking Mirror Force there isn't going to do squat. So basically, like, all I have to say is this is counterable because of Kaiju. If it wasn't for Kaiju, we would have a tower situation where it would be incredibly hard to jump over without, you know, any other means. Like, you would need to overpower it with, like, Moon Mirror Shield. Also another great option there, but that's going to be the game. I just want to get that point across there and show you that. So let's go into the deck profile. I'm just going to point this out real quick. This is not intended to be a side deck. This is just stuff I was working on for version 2. I kind of just left it there like, yeah, I didn't use any of this, but I was considering it in the original final version, and probably a more trap-heavy version. But I honestly, because of the format, I feel this version just fits me better. This version here, you know, more trap cards may fit you better than it does me. I'm more of aggressive of a player when it comes to Yugioh. I like the aggression. Anyway, let's run into the monsters, the spells, the traps, everything that this deck is made of. So, 3 Tribute Lanias, 3 Vanishing Lannis. I couldn't even pronounce it right. Couldn't even think about 3 Mimic Cry Lanius, and then this is Necrovulture. This is the thing that gets you back your forces, your rank ups. That's what I meant to say. 3 Fuzzy Lannis, Best Lannis, and 3 Lastrix. Now, I know there's a singing one that you could bring out when you have an Exceed, but it was too kind of like dependent on me having Exceed, and I know what you're probably saying. You're playing an Exceed deck, how can you say that? I know, kind of stupid. This deck dies to Kaiju and Flying Sea. Flying Sea is a big freaking like douchebag card to this deck, needless to say. So 2 Allure of Darkness, 1 Raigeki, 2 Shape Force, 1 Astral Force, 3 Skip Force. Pretty much 6 rank up cards. I can't even pronounce it right now. 1 Foolish Burial. This is mainly to get Mimic Cry in the graveyard. You're going to banish Mimic Cry and then go from there. I believe you can grab Lastrix from there. If it's not off that, it's off the nest. I know one of the two or both does it, but I'm brain farting so hard right now, and I don't want to take the time to read it and then like have you guys go, you should have known it. 3 Twin Twister. A lot of people don't play this in RaidRaptors. I still feel it's really needed because Ultimate Falcon is pretty much your win condition, and number 77 is just there because it's a giant 4,000 beat stick. I'll get to that in a minute. But the Twin Twist just pretty much secures you the game. Yes, it sucks against certain decks, but I play against so many rogue decks that it has higher benefits that I actually use it. 2 Catacol. This card's probably the most interesting thing in a while that I've messed with. I'm still not quite sure how I feel about it. I feel like if you don't like Catacol, just put 2 more trap cards in. Probably, I would say 2 Icarus Attack would probably work best. Or if you want to play more defensively, 2 RaidRaptor Gust would fit good here. I play more aggressively, so Catacol was pretty much those times I didn't have the Lastrix. I could still make that giant play that I showed you a few times. You know, the Ultimate Falcon that brings me into that game-ending zone. Like, holy shit, the game state has just gone to a new level. 2 Swallow's Nest. Basically, when I want to drop shit out faster, getting Mimic Cries into the graveyard, getting Fuzzy Lannis into the graveyard, those are 2 of the best things off this card. Sometimes you need to get to Necrovulture. It's a very, like, situational kind of thing, but sometimes you do, and Swallow's Nest is just great for that. 2 RaidRaptor Nests. Some people only play 1, some people play none. I like 2. You're pretty much always, when you're making an Exceed, it's always going to have something to do with RaidRaptors, unless you're siding something or playing some kind of variant that I don't know about at the moment. But you're pretty much always going to have 2, so RaidRaptor's Nest is pretty much always alive. I did show this off. Readiness saved me quite a few games that I should have lost, and As long as like Blue Eyes is popular, I'm behind this card. As long as Cosmos are popular, I'm behind this card. As long as Monarchs are popular, I'm behind this card. It's not the ability that says you can't destroy my RaidRaptor, which is good. Sometimes it does come into use, but it's very rare. It's more the you don't take any battle damage this turn, and it's basically you take no damage this turn. So if I banish it out against like Chain Burn, I'm not going to be taking damage, which is lovely. I think it's just battle damage, but I may be incorrect. 2 Solemn Notice. The warning is a little bit too high on cost. Solemn Notice is that perfect, like, I just wanted to negate you, and 2 is just the right number. Scolding would have been great if I was just running 3 trap cards or 2, but I'm running 5, so Notice works best. Now, if you want to build this IRL, you could switch these out for a Bottomless and a Warning until the reprints come and drops the price. If you're, you know, like you don't want to spend the money on it, I respect it. Don't worry. I'm not that kind of guy that's going to say otherwise. Number 77. If there's anything I would probably cut in the deck for that new Utopic S0, I think it's S0 that comes in the Show and Jump for America. Sorry, European players. It would probably be this guy here. I would include it in a heartbeat because it's a lot better. 7 Sins is just here right now. Jump over certain things and win me games. It's not too often, but often enough. 2 Ultimate Falcon. Why play 1 when you know you want to play 2? It's I thought I just deleted it there. You want to play 2. 2 is pretty much the best number. It's what wins you the games the most. It pretty much puts the game state into a winning position for you. 2 Satellite Cannon Falcon. Great card. Can't talk highly enough about it. Obviously, goes even better with Ultimate Falcon. 1 Cyber Dragon Infinity. I did show off in the one duel how to bring this out, so there is that, and there's pretty much 2 ways of doing it because you got 2 things for it. That's probably what I'm trying to say there, but I'm brain fried. 1 Revolution Falcon. This card has pretty much won me games by itself because of its 0 attack point drop when your opponent likes to pendulum summon everything in attack mode, go for a game-ending kill, and you play this, and then you follow up with this. It's a deadly combo wombo that is just fun to do. Utopia with Utopia the Lightning, as long as Cosmos exists, as long as everything like Ying Zing exists, this is pretty much our Armades. You're going to want to run this. It's so great. Ice Beast, Zero Feign, negate everything on the board, gain a bunch of attack points, and just swing. It puts in work, it puts in damage. And then of course the Castel. Those are the main 2 you're going to really need for the rank 4s, obviously with 3 Force Tricks. Force Tricks. The whole point of the deck is to search more and make bigger and more powerful plays. Basically, get to the Lastrix. That is the core of your deck. Lastrix plus a rank up card, you pretty much win the game a good chunk of the time. And the Utopic Future, because sometimes you need to steal your opponent's monster to actually end the game. Once again, this is not a side deck. This is just stuff that was pretty much left in. For the future build, it's pretty much like a little mini preview because the monster lineup probably won't change. But the spell and trap lineup will probably alter more, and that'll probably come in next month's version when I go back to it next month, because I'm definitely going to. This deck is super duper fun to play, and you should give it a go. Just put it in on your Yugioh Pro, your dueling network, whatever it is, or Yugioh Dev Pro, whatever you like to play on, or your IRL. So thank you guys for watching. Try out the deck, let me know what you think, and I will be working on the version 2 probably by the time this goes out to you. So thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. As always, if you enjoyed the video and you're new, make sure to subscribe for more. If you're already subscribed, then make sure to check out our other channels in the description. And until next time, I will see you then. Peace.